Hi, good morning, and this is a quick orientation on using Zoom. Here is our agenda, which we will access actually once we're inside Zoom, and I would recommend that any Zoom meetings that you hold with students or with staff that you have an agenda prepared. So the first item on the agenda is opening Zoom. So I'm going to go to my Launchpad on a Mac. On a PC, it would be different. And you find the Zoom app, and I'm going to go ahead and launch that. And I'm going to say that I want to start a new meeting, and my main interface opens, and there I am. I'm going to join with computer audio. And then the second item on our agenda was to look at the preferences. So I'm going to do a couple of things. You can see I have a green screen. If you have a more updated computer, you can do what I'm about to do without a green screen. I'm going to go to Zoom, and I'm going to select Preferences. And there's a lot of different preferences here. And I'm going to do a virtual background. And I'm going to be in San Francisco today. The first thing I'm going to do is start recording the meeting by pressing record right here. And any student that logs in or any participant that logs in will be notified that the meeting is being recorded. I'm also going to go ahead and open up the chat, which I'm going to move over here. And I'm customizing the way my windows are laid out. And I'm going to click on Manage Participants. And I'm going to open that. And those are the main windows I'm going to use throughout this meeting. So now I want to invite a participant. And I'm going to go ahead. And if I press there, I have two choices. I can use my contacts, which the people I invite frequently are listed first, and then everyone else in alphabetical order. So if I want to invite via email, I could say copy invitation. And then I go to my email program, which in this case is our Campus Outlook. I'm going to say new message. And I'm going to go ahead and type in the person I want to invite. And right there, I'm going to do Command V or Control or just edit paste. And I'm going to send them the invitation. The other way I could invite would be to go invite, click on the person's name, and click invite. So I've now invited Frances in two different ways. And now I'm just waiting for her to arrive. While I wait, I'm going to go to the agenda, and we've done starting the meeting and inviting participants via Zoom and via email. And now let's go ahead and take a look at the toolbar. And there's Frances, the participant that I have invited. Across the bottom, we have controls like mute, which would mute me. Now Frances cannot hear me. If I unmute, Frances can hear me. I can stop video, like I need to step away for a second, or because we're working at home, an animal, a child, someone runs in. If I press that, my face is replaced by my name, so people can still see who's there. I already showed you invite, and I showed you manage participants. This, when you click manage participants, this is the window that opens, and it shows who's in here. I can assign a role to Frances by hovering over her name. I can mute her. I can also unmute her. And I can go to more, and I can stop the video. I can open the chat. I can make her the host and relinquish my role as host. I can make her a co-host, which will allow her to do certain managerial tasks within the chat. I can assign her to type the closed captions if we were going to use that, which we're not. I can remove her from the chat, and I could rename her, which I'm not sure why you would want to do that. So I'm going to go ahead and make her the co-host. And now she's been updated. From this area, I can still mute her. I can unmute her. I can also take a quick poll. So if I ask her, can you hear me? From the participant screen, she can either click yes or no, which she can't see, but I can, so I'll just show you. I could click yes, and it shows that I've responded. So you can poll the people that are in your meeting and ask them, do you understand what's happening? They can say yes. Do you understand what's happening? She just clicked yes. No. Am I going too fast? She can say, go slower, or nah, you're doing fine, go faster. And then there's a few other options under more. I can get a thumbs up, a thumbs down, applause. People in the meeting could put up the coffee cup, which shows that they need a break, or they can put up the clock, which shows that they have stepped away from the meeting. And then I, as the host, can see those things. So right now, Frances has stepped away. She would probably then turn off her video feed so we don't see an empty chair. And then I know that she's no longer there. So if I'm going to call upon her, then she won't continue to be there. In share screen, I can share different items. So I'm going to go ahead and click on share screen, and it brings up some options. I can take a step back, and I'm going to reopen the agenda in the background. So if I do share screen, there's the agenda. So if I have an agenda prepared for the meeting or for my students, I can share the screen and share the agenda that I have prepared. So I've showed how to invite, I've showed the toolbar, we've managed some participants, we've made a co-host, we've muted and unmuted, we've showed yes and no, and now I'm in share screen where I'm sharing the agenda. I could also stop sharing the agenda and then share my web browser if it was open in the background. So now it's open in the background, and I'm going to share my web browser, which allows me to share Valley's website. If I wanted to show someone, here's how you apply, I could type in the web address, and it now shows them the website as soon as the internet connects. We have a slow connection, but now they can see what I'm looking at, and I can explain the website to them. I'm going to stop sharing, and then there's one last share option, which would be the whiteboard. This would be good for a co-host to use, and if there's important things that we're talking about, we could open up a text box and say, remember to apply, remember to sign up for promise, things like that. And then I just stop sharing by pressing stop share. The chat feature over here opens and closes the chat window, and I can say, hi everyone, welcome. If Frances or any other participant had a question, they could type their question there. And that would cue me into, oh, someone here has a question, or they're just saying hi, anything like that. This, as I mentioned at the beginning, stops and starts recording. Anyone who logs in will receive a computerized notification that they're being recorded. That's to protect both them and ourselves. If they don't want to be recorded, they can log out. I showed you the whiteboard. I showed you the chat. Closed captions and breakout rooms. I'm not going to do those in this video, but basically closed captions, you would need someone sitting there with you typing everything that you're saying so the captions can come out. Breakout rooms would allow you to separate people into different groups to discuss something and then bring them back. It's just like being at a conference. And then in reactions, you have a couple of things, like if I say something you particularly like, you can give me some applause. If I say something, is everything good, people can put up a thumbs up. And that's about the extent of the reactions. So those are the basic functions of Zoom. That's how you set up a meeting. That's how you manage the guests. So give it a try, experiment, and good luck. You know where to reach me if you need any extra help.